Hey guys, welcome to GuitarMessenger.com. My name is Ivan, and we are at NAMM 2015, hanging out with Zakk Wylde. How are you, man?
What's happening?
How much, man?
Good, just hanging out, buddy. Over at NAMM 2015. You surviving so far?
So far, so good, man. So far, so good.
Drinking hasn't escalated yet.
Well, there's still a day to go. So, tell me a little bit about Wylde Audio and how you got the idea to come up with this stuff. And
well, no, it's well, to me, it's just a natural progression. I mean, you know, you're a player, then you're a coach, then you're a general manager for the team, and then the next thing, logical step for me and you would be we have to be team owners. You know what I'm saying? So being with Marshall and being with Gibson and being with Dunlop for all these years, I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more. So and the reason why I'm with them is because I think they're the best. So, you know, but now starting my own thing, it's basically kind of like moving out of your parents' house, you know? So, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. But I've always wanted to do it, so now's the time. That's why I'm doing it.
How's the stuff differ, would you say, compared to your Gibson and Dunlop and Marshall models that you've had over the years?
Well, it's got to be, like you said, the quality has to be stellar. So, because I'm not going to sit here and play anything inferior. It's not like, you know, with Gibson, my signature Les Pauls are inferior to other Les Pauls. You know, you have to make your stuff. It's got to be slamming. So, and it's the same thing with the Marshalls. You know, when making a signature amp, no, you don't want that one. It's the worst of the batch. You know, so no, it's always everything's got to kick ass. I designed it all myself, and the whole thing's, you know, like when we give it the, you know, the Black Label Pepsi Challenge over at the Black Vatican. You know, with the little speakers in the studio, you know, side of it just cranking in here. I mean, you can really hear the difference of what has the best fidelity. You know what I mean? Whether from the shimmering highs to the bottom, if it's a really tight bottom and the mids and everything, you know, you can hear it with the low speakers. I mean, I could be cranking these things in here. After about 3 minutes, you're not going to know. Your ears are gone, man. They don't know what's good or what's bad. They know it's loud, but I mean, that's about it. But no, so I'll check everything myself, you know, and just with everybody, and it's always been that way, you know, because whether we were doing my signature Marshalls or the guitars or whatever, you know, so you can tell what it needs, you know, what needs to be tweaked and what sounds good and what doesn't.
You've had the bullseye for some time as like part of your image, you know, it's on everything. So how did that first come into the equation? How'd you come upon that?
Most of my images having large breasts, and I'm very curvy, but and my J-Lo power rump, but no, you know, originally I wanted it to be like the Vertigo, you know, from the Alfred Hitchcock thing. Okay. And then my buddy Max had painted it. I had a photo session that day, and I opened it up. I go, Max, this is a bullseye, man. He goes, yeah, I thought that's what you wanted. I go, no, I wanted like the Vertigo thing. And he goes, oh, well, I fucked up. I go, yeah. So anyway, so I just did a photo shoot that day, and the rest is history, man.
So you got guitars, amps, pedals. So you pretty much got the entire lineup with your own company now, right?
Yeah, but I mean, we're gonna do everything now. I mean, it's not just it's Wylde Audio. So I mean, it could be, it's gonna be everything. Refrigeration, air conditioning, kitchen goods, utensils, you name it. No, but it's seriously like the kitchen sink, anything we could think of. It'd be like me and you being in the studio going, man, you know what would be great, man, if somebody had a pedal that did this or a pedal that, you know, or whatever, you know, even out to outboard gear, Pro Tools, studio stuff, mics, I mean, everything, you know what I mean? So anything that we think, you know, it could be something that we're using that if we could improve upon it, you know what I mean? Whether it be like an Echoplex and go, man, this thing breaks all the time, you know, it'd be great if somebody built one sturdy enough where you could take it on the road or something, you know what I mean? And then it's like, yeah, well then let's do that. You know, we'll make our own version of it, you know, and just tweak it and make it ours. But no, it's just, it's, like I said, it's a dream come true, because now whatever it is me and you want to make, we'll just make it.
What's it like for you when you get into the studio to write something new and lay it down? How much of it is worked out and how much of it just happens when you're jamming on something and you're hitting the record button?
I think, you know, I think with everybody, it just depends on what side of the bed you woke up that day, you know, whatever you get inspired by. I mean, whether you're hearing, you could hear a whole lot of love on the radio and go, man, it'd be cool if we just had something that basic where it's just a main riff. You know what I mean? And then the vocal comes in or whatever, you know. Or you could hear Heart of Gold by Neil Young and just go, it'd be killer if we had something like that, you know. And then you pick up an acoustic and you do something. And like after it's done, and you go, Zakk, I was listening to Heart of Gold and I got the idea for that song from that. I go, if you wouldn't have told me that, I would have never gotten it. You know, because the song sounds completely different than Heart of Gold, whatever, you know what I mean?
Sure, but the inspiration.
Or Knocking on Heaven's Door or something, and I was just like, I would have never got that unless you told me. That's where you got inspired to write that song, you know? So, I mean, that's the cool thing about music. But, no, I mean, usually when we make the records, when we did Catacombs, I was just like, how much time do we have before the fellas get out? And my wife Barbara was just like, you got about 25 days. I go, all right, well, I got 25 days to make a record. So, yeah, you go out there every day and you just start jamming riffs, and you go, like, there's one. Like, there you get another one, you know. And if you don't come up with anything you dig, so you wait till tomorrow and you know, just sniff some more glue, do some more steroids, and you'll come up with something.
You've reached so many milestones in your career that a lot of people just can only dream of, you know. Obviously it's exciting when it happens, but then you wake up the next day and, you know, you're always keeping busy, moving on to the next thing. So what's something that excites you these days? What gets you out of bed?
Right now, I mean, obviously starting Wild Audio, but I mean, every record and every tour, I mean, I get, every night I get up on stage, I love it. I mean, I never get like, oh, I'm bored, I want to go home. I never, ever get like that. You know, I got buddies that are just like, dude, I couldn't stand touring anymore. Or it's the other way around. I can't stand making records, but I like touring, or what, you know. I like the whole thing. I mean, even when I played football, down at Pop Warner football, I dug the two-a-days, I dug lifting weights, I dug running plays. There wasn't anything about it I didn't like. You know what I mean? The whole process. So, you know, it's just like, as I always tell kids, they're just like when you're playing video games, you're having a good time. You're not practicing playing video games, are you? You know, you want to get to that next level. You know what I mean? You know, so you're not practicing though. You're enjoying doing it. You know what I mean? I mean, practicing. I mean, obviously, as guitarists or piano, or drums, any instrument, you know, you practice triplets until you can get them smooth. You know what I mean? It's just repetition. Because I just always think it's funny when people ask me, they're like, "Oh, do you still practice anymore?" Yeah. I mean, like, you know, Michael Jordan or Larry Bird still practice free throws every day. You know, it's part of your routine. You wake up, you have, you know, a couple of Valhalla Java, you make sure you're still breathing, and that's usually first. And then, you know, then you run, I just run scales, you know what I mean? The morning running of the scales. But it's just like, you know, shooting free throws or whatever. It's part of what you do every day, and that's that. And then fondle your genitals like the wonderland that it is. that's after the running of the scales.
There's that. looking back on your career, if you could give a piece of advice to someone coming up in the business now, you know, a band trying to make their mark, what's something you can offer them?
Well, do like Uncle Zakk. Just buy a lot of stock in anal ease. I mean, that's helped me tremendously. And it's actually, otherwise without it, I wouldn't be sitting here right now, literally sitting, because I'm so gapingly massive. Yes, it's just it's prevented a lot of leakage. Let's put it that way. But no, the whole thing is like anything. You gotta, if you have passion for what you want to do and that's what you want to do, you just gotta bust your balls and go for it. I mean, if you want to play music, and you know, otherwise it's just a hobby. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if you're like, no, this is what I'm gonna do with my life, then you do it. I mean, that's how it is with every musician I know. You know, all my buddies. I mean, they're just like, no, Zakk, I refuse to get a crap job that I can't stand. I'm gonna play music, and that's that. Whether you're playing Madison Square Garden for, you know, 3 nights, or me and you were playing in a cover band and a wedding band on weekends, whatever, we're still playing music, and that's what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So, no, but I mean, that would be the advice I would give. And then, you know, again, just work. And like I said, it's not work if you're doing something you love, man. You're playing music, so it's really never work, because you're doing what you love. Like fondling your body like the wonderland that it is, that ain't work either. That's just pure love for yourself.
There you have it, guys. So you've done a couple of interviews in your career. What's something you've never mentioned before?
That I don't like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I liked them when I was 5, and I'm 48 now, and I still thoroughly enjoy them.
Nice.
Exactly. There was a rumor going around that I didn't like them, and that's false.
I'm glad we got that cleared up. Awesome, man. Come on. So you talked about a bunch of stuff that you have coming out, and then you're thinking about coming out. For right now, can you tell us about some of these pedals and guitars, and just give us a brief overlook?
We're working on some Wild Audio pedals. I mean, these are my signature Dunlop pedals. I mean, you know, between the Black Label Chorus and the Berserker Overdrive.
Okay.
And then, but no, I mean, obviously right here you got my and the Wild Audio Master 100. I mean, it's just obviously in the cream and gold over here, and then you obviously got the silver and black back over here. But no, it's just the whole thing is what I would always do with Marshall too, which was awesome. I mean, it's just like make it as basic and bare bones as possible. So you know, and the same things with the Wild Audio Master 100s. You just plug in, and it either sounds good or it doesn't. You know, you shouldn't have to read a manual from NASA to figure out how to make the thing sound good. I just never understood that. I mean, it's just you plug it in, you turn it on, turn it up, and then whatever it is you don't want in there and it's killing you, you just turn it down, and there's your guitar tone. Obviously, we got the Master 100, and then obviously you'd have the Master 50, Master 25, Master 15, you know, whatever the wattage is. But I just love stuff as basic as you can get it, you know. And obviously we got the practice amps, the little mini stacks of practice amps, everything like that. So no, I mean, I'm really happy. I mean, obviously everything here is prototypes right now, but I'm like really stoked with the way everything's turning out right now.
Cool, man. So looking forward to hearing some of the stuff. Maybe we can get some licks.
Oh yeah, you got this guy right
Sick. Sick, man. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Cool.
You give it a shot. You play,
sure.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
A little more sustained. There you go.
I think it's the highest I get on it.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, it's almost the same one.
There you
Something
go.
like that, right?
Yeah. Double that, you're right in there, man.
Yeah, maybe you show me that.